Good afternoon, AFC Bournemouth fans. Hope you're well. Not been the greatest of weekends, has it? A bit of a drab 0-0 against Watford. After full time, I asked for your 5-word match reports, and these are they. We got Jeff Hayward, not enough pace in attack. Yeah, AFCB Rob, champion Cherries, huffing Hornets. Easy for me to say, Rob. Tom Jordan, at least we're not Southampton. Yeah, I'd hate to be like that. Would you, Mr. German man? 9. Terrible joke. Sorry, Alex Deutsch. Alan, look at our league position. I'm sorry, not a subscriber to that. You may have heard on the podcast or seen on previous videos, the position means nothing. If we lose next week, we could be down to 16th. Does our league position really mean anything at the moment? Paul Kenwood, where's our attacking flair gone? Ian Reid, we'll score 2 against Man U. Certainly hope so. Steve Butler, please remember how to attack. Nobby Dog, lack creativity in the middle. Nathan Nichols, stingless attack against the Hornets. Like it. Sting. Hornets, yeah, very good. Gale, that's 8. Oh yeah, sorry, that's reply to something else. ACB Rob, bad pies and average football. Yeah, apparently the pies were just basically gravy and £5. I had a sausage roll and those were lovely. Nick agreed about the pies. Yeah, he said they were so bad. Anyway, Jew Burke, only 3 lose for ladies. Completely agree. Went with my friend Lucy, who was queuing for ages. That's nowhere near good enough. I mean, I know the men's section's not exactly expansive either, but that is dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Anyway, Bright Young Eddie conceded 9 less than Southampton. Simon, no sting in Hornets Nest. Mr. O, 2 bald men, 1 comb. Danny Beale, defensively good, attack needs improving. Algard, where has the entertainment gone? Wayne, could and should have won. It is a case of coulda, woulda, shoulda, isn't it? Also, we've got still in the top half. I agree with that. We are. However, like I said before, we could easily drop out of it and be looking over our shoulders. And then just a guy said 2 points from the bottom 2. That's the scary thing about it for me. Now, let's talk about the team lineup, shall we? Harry Wilson was dropped. He went 4-4-2 as we predicted, and he's got this relentless perseverance with selecting Harry Wilson and Dom Solanke, but both of them missed out today. And also Lewis Cook as well was replaced by Lerma. Having Lerma and Billing in that midfield certainly made a massive difference to us. Fraser on one side, Dan Juma on the other, and King back in his favoured position with Wilson up front. So there were numerous chances in the first half, most notably Dan Juma with that sweeping attack with a great ball from Lerma that set King free on the right. And then it was put across, and Dan Juma, he didn't do much wrong with that, to be honest. Hit it low, it would have been easy to sky that. Hit it on his left foot, thought he could have taken it on his right, which apparently is his favoured foot. Straight to the keeper, good save by the keeper. Fraser delivery, Cook header. Cook didn't do much wrong. It hit the bar, cannoned out again, and also Rico with a fizzing Charlie Daniels-esque against Man City, left foot on the half volley, and the keeper made a good save there. Watford weren't up to their best. I think their bottom of the table position is probably rightly so. That said, match of the day did make them look a hell of a lot better than what they were. Decore blazed over like early doors, and they had a number of attacks that just their finishing touches were not there, but partly down to our defensive solidity. Rico once again showed what an outstanding interceptor he is. Now, they played the ball over the top a number of times that caught Rico out, but he'd always managed to track back and win the ball back. And then I think him on one side and Smith on the other is really good. Jack Stacey's going to have a lot of work to get that right back position back as being his again. But Cook and Ake, I thought, were just monstrous at the back. I thought they were really good. And Ramsdale, when needed, pulled off a number of cracking saves. Really strong in the wrist, palming the ball away, out of trouble. Apart from that first one, as I said, where Delafeu crossed it and then palmed it almost straight into the grateful feet of Decore, but thankfully it all went wrong for him, and I think his ball is still like orbiting the earth right now. It was a high one. So I was feeling quite optimistic after the first half, and I honestly thought we could go on and improve, but we didn't. It was a match where a lot of the ball was in the middle of the park. There were a number of players underperforming for Bournemouth, including Callum Wilson, who was poor, substituted fairly early on, which I think was the correct decision. Josh King not hitting the heights either. I actually preferred him in that wide position, to be fair, when we were sort of doing well against teams like Everton. So I don't know, not the best performance from our strike force. Ryan Fraser, his head's not in it. It was an improved performance, but he's still not hitting the heights. But you cannot single out Ryan Fraser for being crap when he's not just responsible for all our goals. There are other players in that side. Now, I know he produces a number of assists, but he's not the only one. So I'm not going to be one to tell him you might as well get out of the club, because it's not just all on him. He isn't playing as well as he should be. Dan Juma, I thought, did okay. Should have taken that chance that we alluded to, but he had a number of opportunities where he managed to sort of carve open the Watford defence. It was always just that sort of final ball. The positive sides, of course, are the fact that we kept a clean sheet. It's our second in a row, but we can keep having clean sheets, but we've got to score goals to win games. At the moment, we're drawing games that we shouldn't be drawing. Is 2 points from bottom of the league Watford and newly promoted Norwich at home a decent enough turnaround? Personally, I think it isn't. And I think that the personnel we've got on the pitch is not necessarily the problem. It's the formation that we're playing. As Neil Dawson, I spoke to him earlier, and we're going to be releasing the podcast, episode 64, tomorrow, 7 a.m. Good, articulate speaker, and always makes his points very well. Sometimes ruffles some feathers, and is always a glass half empty man, and that's not a criticism. That's to say that he's never one to rely on the usual kind of old adage that, well, 10 years ago we were in this position. That's easy to say that, but you've got to be relative to the situation you're in. We're spending millions on these players, therefore we can only criticise and analyse based on where we're at. I'm not going to harp back, well, we lost 5-0 at Morecambe, so look how far we've come. I'm sorry, but when you're playing poorly, you're playing poorly. Don't compare it to the old days. And he gets his points absolutely right. And he alluded to the fact that Manchester City, Liverpool, all of the top teams have a 4-3-3 system. Now, of course, they've got talented attacking players, and we have on our day, but they weren't up to the races yesterday. But maybe the formation needs to be adjusted. Now, the rigidity of 4-4-2, I think sometimes stunts our attack somewhat. I'd love to see a 4-3-3, and later in the week we'll tell you about the benefits of why 4-3-3 could be good. Now, as part of that 4-3-3, I would like to see Harry Wilson. I've been one to think, no, he's not that great. We've only seen him on the flanks, but any time he cut in, he looked promising. He looked David Brooks-esque. And that's what we've all been clamouring for. Jeff, my colleague on the podcast, in the interview on YouTube after the game, said he's the player we're looking forward to seeing come back the most. And I completely agree. But Harry Wilson showed signs, steaming through the middle of the park when he got brought on. And he had options to the right with Callum Wilson. He ended up playing King, who tamely sort of instepped with his right foot into the grateful arms of Ben Foster. But he would be great in a 4-3-3 there. But then you could also say we lack creativity from behind that. So maybe Lewis Cook can come in. As I say, later on in the week we'll talk about the benefits of 4-3-3. But I can't help just feel really disappointed, and we're nowhere near the levels that we need to be at. I feel really we're lucky. We're quite lucky that we're in the position that we're in, and if other teams were playing better around us, I mean, at the moment everyone's taking points off each other, but we could easily be in 15th, 16th right now, even with the amount of points we're on. And I bet you the opinion would not be the same. Look at the table. Well, No, let's look at the points and let's look at the level of performance. Why look at the table? The tables means nothing. I'm sure to the board of directors who are looking at the table at the end of the season, it does, because every place is like £2 million. However, we could easily drop down. It's so congested beneath us. There were little bright points yesterday, apart from the defence, who have proven that they are improving, but the attack is, needs work. Solanke, when he came on, I think was relatively effective, but again he lost the ball in stupid areas, one of which nearly gave Watford a chance to take the lead towards the end of the second half. Great Ramsdale save. He makes stupid errors in dangerous places, and you just think, if you're going to do that, don't even be there. Let someone else go back. Harry Wilson, as I said, I thought he did all right. Ryan Fraser, I don't know what's going to happen to him, but he's not going to be wanted by Arsenal if he keeps on playing like he does. I think he needs a bloody holiday. Go to Scotland, enjoy some rain for 3 weeks, whatever. I don't know, but it's not happening for him at the moment. I don't know. I wasn't overly happy with how it went. A lot of people are questioning Eddie Howe and his tactics. Can he manage big players? I think these are questions that we'll always have asked when times are tough, and people are probably looking at the table saying, well, why are times tough? Because we're not playing very well. And next week will be an interesting gauge of where we are truly at. If our defence is as good as we think, and we've got, it should be another 0-0. Man United are a bit of a Jekyll and Hyde side themselves, but it's just Bournemouth that we would go away and get a result, and also against Newcastle as well. Who knows what's going to happen? I'd love to know your thoughts on what you would like to see in terms of the starting 11 at home to Manchester United next Saturday. Because I'm just at a loss at the moment in terms of formation and personnel about what we should do. But I'm going to have a think about it, rewatch the highlights, check out the stats, and see what I feel, because at the moment I can't help but feeling a little despondent. But given the fact that we took so long to get clean sheets, now we've got 2 in a row, maybe that's a good thing, but we've been playing the worst teams in the league. I don't know, if we really have got designs on top 10 football and the E word, then we need to be a hell of a lot better than what we are. Thankfully everyone around us is also shite. Southampton, oh my god, they were abysmal. That's one thing that we've got in our locker, that we'd never have that kind of mentality whereby we just give up. Leicester were very good, but Southampton were woeful. And I enjoyed some of the chants that were being sang throughout the game too. Shall we relive them? Why not? Let's, come on. We haven't had much to enjoy this year, and our South Coast rivals, not rivals, Derby, not Derby, whatever, losing 9-0 at home. Come on. They were breaking record books. I think absolutely superb. But Leicester were phenomenal. So, alas, it's Bournemouth that we want to concentrate on, and next week it's a tough game against a Man United side that are as unpredictable as we are. Let me know what you thought about the game in the comments, and throughout the week we'll have our preview on, talk about team formation, and Later on this week as well, we'll have the final forecast. Don't forget to check out the YouTube videos that were submitted too. Some excellent opinion in the pissing wet. It took a long time to get dry, and I think Jeff is still trying to get the fibre putty out of his hair now. That's how wet it was. But anyway, thank you for watching. If you haven't done already, please subscribe for more AFCB content and give this video a thumbs up too. We're going to hopefully be speaking to the club about what's going on with the training facility a bit later on this week too, so stay tuned for that. Okay, have a good week, and I'll see you soon.